good afternoon. Thank you for coming and talking with me.
No problem.
How's your day going so far?
It's been pretty good, It's been a really nice day outside, so.
I know, it's been really beautiful, especially after that cold front.
I know, that was ridiculous.
That was awful, and it was all rainy. Did you find the building okay?
I did.
Perfect, good to hear. So the reason you're here today is just because I have a social work project for one of my classes, and I'm just going to be asking you a couple of questions about your transition from high school into college, and how that worked for you, and whether it was easy or hard. But I just want to tell you right now that if there's any questions that you're uncomfortable with, you are more than welcome to ask me to stop, or to say I don't feel comfortable with answering that, or you can just tell me that you're fine. But I'm sorry. This will be videotaped for my teacher, so she will see it. If there's anything that you tell me that you then decide you don't want her to know, I can edit that out as well.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
Perfect. Just want to make sure we're clear. So then I guess we can get started. So where are you from?
I'm from here. I grew up here, Austin, Texas.
Awesome. And then what year are you in?
I'm a sophomore here at UT.
You're a sophomore. Perfect. This year or last year, were you living on campus, or since you're from Austin, are you living at home?
Well, I've been living at home since freshman year. I wanted to live on campus, but I didn't get enough financial aid and stuff, so I've been commuting back and forth every day, but it's pretty good.
Okay, so you live at home?
Yes.
Awesome. I was wondering, can you tell me how you ended up at UT? Did you go to high school and then end up coming here, or did you go to a different school in between, or?
I don't know, yeah. I graduated high school at Del Valley, and then I've always known about UT, growing up here and everything. So, I wanted to go out of the city and stuff, but again, not enough financial aid, so I ended up coming here to UT.
It's not a bad school to go to.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was wondering, in what ways you think college really differs from high school?
Well, for one, obviously, the schoolwork, it's way different than what you had in high school. I think my high school was pretty easy on, your course load and how much time they gave you to do everything. So I don't think it really prepared me for that. So that was different. I think that was the biggest adjustment. Obviously, your social life, it changes dramatically. You have your set group of friends for the longest time, and then all of a sudden you come to this huge, especially this school being so big, you have to, most of your friends probably didn't go here, so you have to make a new social circle. I think that's the biggest changes that I...
No, totally. I really agree with you. But do you think personally you like college better than high school, or did you like high school more?
Well, it would be sad to say, I like high school better than I like college. But, I guess just in the fact that you had those group of friends that you knew you could depend on and stuff, and you just miss that comfort of, knowing you're, at the top of the food chain as a senior in high school. But, no, it's both of them are good in different ways. I think I don't know. I like both.
Yeah.
So far. I'm not done with this one, so they're good.
Yeah, I totally agree with you how high school is way different, and how you do have, your set group of friends, but also it's more, I guess, uniform, or, exactly what's going on, whereas college, it's oh my gosh, there's so much going on, I'm so overwhelmed. But, so would you say that you transitioned from high school where, there is a strict set of rules, into college where it's much more freedom? Did you do that well, or would you say you had a little bit of problem transitioning, or?
Yes and no. Most definitely, it's awesome being on your own, and I still live at home, but being here at school, you can do your own thing and everything. All of that's awesome, being able to do what you want, deciding if you can go to class or if you don't want to most of the time. stuff like that. Like, I think that was good, but I guess like it's also has its bad part. Like you can decide whether you want to do your work or not, or whether you want to watch TV or Netflix for a bunch of hours, which always happens to me. So I think I had a problem like adjusting to deciding I'm going to study now and I'm going to do this now.
Yeah.
Because like I want to sit down and like study for a test or something, but like there's nobody telling me like, okay, do this, and like watching me and being like, okay, you have to, and keep doing it. So I'll probably like end up on Tumblr or Pinterest or Netflix for hours, and I do no work. So yeah, that's definitely not fun.
Yeah, no, I know in college or in high school it was like if you didn't get something done, the teacher would be like, hey,
Yeah.
you need to get this done now, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in college, or like if you missed a day, they would be like, by the way, this is what you missed, whereas in college, they aren't being like, you didn't get this done, do it, and they aren't saying like, hey, you missed a day, so this is what, you need to like proactively do it, so I definitely get that. I was wondering what you think the biggest area, or like the biggest challenge in the transition was. You said that, you know, like doing homework and like not having someone there, but was there any other just like big challenges that you saw between leaving high school and coming to college?
Yeah, one thing that also like is problematic is like obviously in high school, like any or below, you always have like somebody to get you where you need to go. Like buses are gonna take you to and from school. If you want to stay after school, there's a bus provided to you too. All that stuff. Like if you need to go somewhere, like your parents probably still drive you and they're gonna do it. But you're an adult now in college. Like you have to get yourself places. You have to arrange ways if you don't have a car, and I don't know. You just have to plan your schedule out carefully. And for me, I don't know. I just don't like driving. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know. It's just really scary to me sometimes. Like, there's just so many things that can happen. So, and I share, like, a car with my parents, so sometimes it's hard. It's like, well, I need the car today, and they're like, oh, well, I need to do this. So that's definitely still hard right now. Like, transportation-wise, like, you know, getting yourself where you need to be.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you. At least Austin has a really good public transportation. That,
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah, that's true for me, but I mean, that's true obviously like in the city, but like I live somewhere where like the buses don't go. Like I don't live like in the Austin, like the city area. I live like way over there, so.
Okay, well then I could understand how that could be like a huge challenge getting to class, obviously. How would you say that the workload differs between college and high school?
Well, you definitely have a lot more reading, and I always thought, like, in high school, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter, because I like to read, you know, but it's not the same. Like, it's like, so many, like, you have chapters that are, like, 20 pages long, like, from a textbook, like, every 2 days, and it's just for every class sometimes, and it just gets really overwhelming. But like, you know, like that evens out because you don't have homework assignments. Like in high school you have like, well you do, but in high school you had some like every day or so, or like something like that. But here in college, like a lot of the time my classes won't have homework and they'll just have like tests and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, like it's easier, but then, I mean, they make up for it. Like, oh, you don't have homework, but you have all these tests and all these readings you have to do. And yeah, it just gets really intense, so it's way harder, way more difficult.
That was one of my favorite things about high school was like daily grades and like homework. You know, I would always do really well on that. You're like, oh, 100? Yay, you know?
Exactly. It's like you don't really have to depend on the big tests, or, I mean, you do, but you had other things to even it out if you didn't, if you didn't do good or something like that.
Yeah, totally. I totally understand where you're coming from. Is there anything that you can think of that you could tell an incoming freshman that would help make their transition from high school to college easier?
Well, I would say just get ready. You think you're going to be able to handle it, but just be ready for all the work. Be ready to just be able to control yourself. Like, you know, you're going to have fun and you're going to be able to do so many cool things and you are going to be on your own. So there's gonna be like your schedule. You're gonna feel like it's like wide open, but it's really not. Like sometimes you just have to remember that you have a lot of work that you have to make yourself do. Like you just gotta do it, or else you're gonna get bad grades, and it's really hard to get your GPA back up in college. So like
that is true. Incoming freshman.
Just start off strong, and then maybe later you can like not worry about things so much, but just start off strong.
I feel like college is kind of like a kid in a candy store. Like, you know, they've been kept outside for so long, like with someone saying no, and then it's like finally you get to college and there's no one telling you like, no, you can't go out on a Tuesday night, you know? And I think a lot of people take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's some really good advice to give about make sure that you are on top of your grades from the get-go instead of having to like climb back up.
Yeah, and you would see that's really hard because it's freshman year, you know, like obviously it's your first year and you see so many things and you're like, oh, I want to do everything. And that's the year you're bound to be distracted the most, but that's the year that's probably like one of the most important because you have to get your GPA up there, you know, since the beginning, and then you can like calm down.
Yes, work hard and then play hard, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering also, are you in any clubs or organizations where you met people that helped either build a friend base here or like helped make the transition from high school to college easier for you?
I'm not involved in any organizations here. I work part-time and then I volunteer. And that's definitely where I met the most people, like at my job. At my job I met like a bunch of people, because I'm a host at Papados, and you know in the restaurant business it's a lot of like the younger people trying to go there and like working it out and stuff, trying to make money, like fast money, as a server, but as a host, and you get to talk to people all the time, and that's where I met like some of my closest friends right now. And then at the place I volunteer, it's also like, you know, kids from college trying to get their hours. Everybody's trying to make their resume look good. So that's where I met a lot of the people that I talk to right now. So it's not really at school. It's mostly out of school.
I gotcha. Well, thank you so much for coming. I've really enjoyed spending time with you and hearing what you have to say. Your answers were very helpful. And if you have any further questions or concerns, don't hesitate to call me or email me. But thank you so much once again for coming.
Thank you.
Can I have some feedback?
I think you did awesome. You were really nice and you like really looked interested while I was talking to you. Some of the answers were really long, but you like kept it going, and I think you did really good.
Thank you.